Astros 9, Red Sox 1. Houston improbably taking a 3-2 series lead back to Houston on Friday night. First time the Red Sox lost back-to-back playoff games under Alex Cora. Framber Valdez, though, he was really the story despite the offense. First Astros pitcher to complete 8 innings in a postseason game since Garrett Cole went 8 against the Rays in Game 5 of the 2019 ALDS. Beyond that, though, first Astros starting pitcher to complete 3 innings in this series. Forget about the 8 innings. 3 innings. Desperate, desperate, desperate were the Astros for this starting pitching, and they got it. Astros, all of a sudden, in the driver's seat. And you see this turnaround, the ALCS turnaround, since the 8th inning of Game 4, when it looked like the Red Sox were going to have this one and run away. 17-1 in favor of the Astros, 19-5 in favor of the Astros when it comes to hits. Look at the batting average difference, 373. The Red Sox bats had been so hot, gone silent, 139 since the 8th inning of Game 4. 6 2/3 innings pitched. That was how many innings collectively the Astros starting pitchers had given their team in the first 4 games of this series. That included Framber Valdez. 8 innings. Tremendous, tremendous outing for so many reasons for this Astros team.
Let me take you inside the clubhouse and what was going on before the game. You're sitting with your manager, you're with your general manager, and you're going through the game and you're going through your rotation, and you're saying, listen, we'd love to get Valdez through 5. We have it lined up after that. We're still okay with Presley, even though he went last night. So that's it. So let him go 5. And all of a sudden, we're watching the game. We're on the phone to the dugout. We're seeing him through 3. Perfect. 4, 5, 6. And then we get word down. Leave him in. Leave him in. Let him go all the way. They didn't let him go all the way. But 8 innings, it's not only is it what the Astros needed, it's so deflating to the Red Sox to not be able to hit Valdez and to have to go to Houston and win 2 in a row. We said the series was over. I think it's over. Other team, though.
We can't do it anymore. I'm out of the prediction business. I'm out. I thought this, honestly, I thought that there was almost no chance, given the dearth of starting pitching that the Astros had, that they were going to come back and make this a series, let alone put themselves in the driver's seat.
So 2 things happened at the same time. The pitching turned around in the bullpen first. Then they backed that up with a start like Valdez gives you today, which gives 2 days of rest because there's an off day, travel day tomorrow. So think about this. Astros up 3-2. They're going home, and their bullpen will have 2 days off. In October, when you can get 2 days off, that's like heaven. It's like manna from heaven. The Red Sox have a problem that they couldn't get into the Astros bullpen today.
And you mentioned that bullpen, the bullpen first when it came to these Astros pitchers. Zach Greinke only went 1 1/3. I mean, this bullpen stepped up big time, 7 2/3 in Game 4, and then they got a much-needed and much-deserved break in Game number 5. The other thing that happened, though, is that the Astros offense, which had not been there, woke up. And it woke up with the top 3 in that lineup that we've been talking about yesterday in Bregman, Altuve, Brantley. But in this game today, it was the Yordan Alvarez game. And he's, I don't know if it's quietly, but sitting 421 this postseason.
So when the season started, you had the Rays, in our opinion, as having the best lineup in the American League, and then the Astros with the second best. Apologies to the Yankees, apologies to the Red Sox. This Astros lineup is deep 1 through 9. Literally 1 through 9. So the question is, how can they all go cold at once? That's why when you're running a team, you don't panic. Even when you're down 2-1 in a series, even though when people like Samson are saying it's over, you don't panic inside that clubhouse. All it takes is a little flicker, a little nugget, a nudge, and the offense wakes up, and then it's contagious. And it happens on the negative side, too. And that's the story of this series. The Astros turned around, the Red Sox turned around, except one went from negative to positive and one positive to negative, and that's how you get a blowout win in Game 5 for the Astros on the road in Boston.
Yordan Alvarez joins Carlos Correa, who did it twice, 2015 and 2017, as the only Astros players 24 years old or younger to have 3 hits, 3 RBI in a postseason game. He did that obviously, in game number 5. Beyond him, though, those big three at the top of the lineup, not all the way back yet, but the signs are coming. The signs came in game 4, and then the signs maybe took an extra step here.
Do you feel it? They have a pulse.
I can see it. Yep, I feel it.
The top of the lineup has a pulse all of a sudden. But again, you've got Correa and Tucker down towards the bottom of the lineup. And Gurriel, what a lineup is to die for. I'm just imagining all of the Marlins lineups we had where it was hard to get depth past like the number 2 hitter, and the Astros are deep all the way through. But we can't let this end without talking about Devers of the Red Sox, and I want to tell you why. Pet peeve of mine. You're down a touchdown, and you hit a home run, and they put him in the cart. I didn't tell Rob we were going to talk about this. Steve and I didn't prepare for it, but I'm livid. It's like doing a touchdown dance when you're down 40 in the 4th quarter and score with a minute left. Get back to the dugout and get ready for the next batter. Devers is celebrating, giving high fives. They're down a touchdown. It made me nuts.
You know what's interesting about that to me? What was the big story going into yesterday's game? Alex Cora saying we don't play the game that way. A little interesting that didn't seem to rub him the wrong way.
What time is it? They're pulling it up. God, I love the cue. They pulled it up. Here, now, by the way, this was the one mistake. Devers got it. Devers is a great player. But look what happens after. Let's show it. Now, he's not smiling. I'm okay. But here's what players have told me about this, because I have said this to my players over the years. Let's not celebrate when we're down in a game or even when we're crushing in a game because we want to look like we've been there before. And what the players say is when there is an individual accomplishment, we will celebrate it regardless of game score. And I would debate the players nonstop in the food room, but clearly players even today still feel that way.
Let me ask you a question. Is this a little preview maybe of what we're going to get on Nothing Personal?
There may be some cart talk. Is that the cue for the segment's over?
Segment's over.
Cut to Nothing
and
Personal.
Let's see the promo. Here it is. Nothing Personal with David Sampson. That's a professional transition, my friend, right there. Daily CBS Sports Podcast. Download, subscribe. You get much more of that great stuff from my man, Mr. Sampson.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.